up, everybody? Give me a second here. Let's go live over on the Instagram. Turn down the music a tad bit because it's kind of loud. Hi. Hello, everybody. All right, so we're trying a couple of new things that I set up on Monday. For a long time, people have been asking to see my keystrokes. So I have solved that issue. Alongside, you can now see chat on stream as well. So if you guys find it, slightly distracting or something, let me know. We're trying something new. I've got a couple more things that are coming that are going to hopefully streamline this whole stream design thingy. Just to try to make things a little bit better. But yeah, so hi everybody. What's up, Jai? Or is it Jay? I think it's Jai. How you doing? Alright, give me a second here. Is chat actually working? Chat is working, but why did I not see that YouTube chat come through on my regular chat? That's interesting. Paint Clock. What's up, Goofer? How are you? Hey, Goofer, can you do me a favor and send one more message and just let me see if it comes through? Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. Somebody else did. Let's see. Chilla Kill? Let's see. I missed your past stream. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. We're trying out some new stuff this week, so yeah, it looks like that's working pretty well, actually. Yeah, for those of you guys who are watching on Twitch and YouTube, let me know if you feel like the chat window is a little too dark and covers up the screen too much. I can reduce the size on that. Let's see. Hello, Aditya. How are you? All fine. Good. I'm glad you're fine. All right. I think we're good. I think I got everybody's messages here. I think everything's working for the stream now. Okay, cool. It's gonna take me forever to get used to this silly little thing right here, but that's all right. That's why we do it. So I hope everyone's doing good. Happy almost weekend time. We're gonna continue just kind of hacking away at this thing. So last I left off, I was working on this upper portion, and we're gonna continue working on this upper portion. As usual, if you guys have questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask them. I do not mind. I'm going to just kind of do my thing here and just kind of work. But, yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. You guys got any, projects or stuff you're working on? Anything cool going on? I'm going to do a really shallow kind of box there. I want to shape that a bit. Hey, Freya, come here. Come to your place. Freya. Place. Well, yeah. Good job. Good job. Okay. But yeah, so let's see. I think I'm still trying to figure out how I want to shape this a little bit, but I definitely want to do some adjusting of things here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a little bit of shaping right here and there. And we'll just kind of play with that. Delete half of this so I don't have to worry about it. For those of you guys who have been enjoying the live class, part 3 was done yesterday. So if you guys are not caught up yet and you want to get caught up for next week, that video is live on YouTube. So you guys are more than welcome to go check it out if you're a member and start getting caught up with the modeling. Because at this point, we should be moving to UV and texture pretty soon here. That's the hope, anyway. That is the hope. Okay. Just trying to see what shape kind of feels interesting to throw here. Honestly, that didn't work at all. Okay, hold on. Control-Shift. No. Of course, you're going to be difficult. That's fine. What I can do, I'll just do this. Maybe not. Normal? That's... what? Okay. Weird. Doesn't usually act that way. Huh. Kind of odd. Alright. Just trying to figure out what would look interesting here. I need to open up. Hold on a second. Let me get back here. Let's see. Let's take a look at some images here just to get some ideas, because I don't know. Ooh, I like that. Oh, yeah, actually, I like that a lot. Cool. I'm actually going to change this up just a tad bit. I am on Insta. Yes, I see that you are on Insta. And that goes for anyone here. If you guys are interested in watching this stream on like a larger platform, it is on YouTube and Twitch. I know I don't really like advertise that a lot, but I do stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Everyone on Instagram can actually see the chat, I think, on stream. Yeah, it should be working, hopefully. Let's see. Okay. Bridge that guy. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then I think, oh, you know what? I did want to adjust that. I don't know if I can do that live, though. Let me fix something real quick. Nope, I cannot do it live. Okay, that's fine. We'll add that to a list of things to do off stream then. But yeah, I've got a couple more like design updates coming, which is going to be kind of fun. I'm just trying to like refresh the stream a little bit. It's been a while since I've actually adjusted anything on it, so I'm hoping you guys like the changes a little bit. It's definitely taking me a minute to get used to this little flickering thing down here. That's all fine. I want that to kind of line up a little bit better though. Okay. Okay. This doesn't need to be that hyper complicated, so. We're not going to force it to be that. I want those to keep their sharpness, so let's do that. Don't care about any of that. Cool. Just chamfer. Change our mitering. See how that looks. Oh yeah, looks like crap. Beautiful. Yeah, that's why I usually don't like doing that. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, nice. The auto messages come through. That's cool. Hello, sir. 6:30 in the morning in India. How are you? I'm doing good. 6:30. Dang. I didn't realize I streamed that early for you guys. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. And I'm sure you're tired because you probably just woke up. But no, I'm doing good. Trying to be productive today. Whether or not I'm actually going to be is a whole nother concept. How's it going? Goofer 3D. It is going pretty well. How are you doing? Oh, I didn't. Oh, come on. Hold on. I'm making rookie mistakes. No patch. There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay. Shortcuts are on the screen. Press Z, press Z. Yeah, I know. So that's something that we figured out. Tamuzu posted about it in the Discord, actually, is that in Maya, you don't have to use Control Z. You can actually just hit Z. And it Control Z's, which is really, really weird. It's funny, too, because it's actually listed as Control Z. Does that work for Y, too? No, it doesn't work for Y, just for Control Z. Redo. That's so weird, man. That's so odd. But yes, I did add the shortcuts to the screen so you guys can see it now. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Let's see. I have a question. What do you got? Let's see. I saw that. Yeah. Let's see. Has anyone figured out a way to export a character created in Maya to Marvelous Designer to add clothes and export it back into Maya? I've never used Marvelous, so I probably am not the best one for that. But I would assume, I don't know. Does Marvelous take an FBX? I would just use an FBX if we're talking about potentially exporting it. Okay, so that looks trashy, but that's okay. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. Mhm. 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 Wait a minute. Why is there no? Oh. I don't really care about that one, honestly. I really care more about these spans up here. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't really care about this. Okay. Escape. Okay. Without having to worry about the file type matching the scale unit. That's a better question. Yeah, I don't know. If I've never used Marvelous, so why can I not select that? Uh-oh. Okay. Apparently I'm just not fully awake yet. I took a little bit of a nap before stream, not gonna lie. It was a good nap. Control delete. Okay, we'll grab these guys because we don't really need them. Just trying to keep poly count down a little bit. Control delete 3. Alright, let's see how that looks. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted. Nice little decal. Oh, minus that. That's a problem. We'll fix that. Is it all on net access? Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, you know what? The messages are disappearing on stream a lot faster than they should be. I'm going to have to fix that. Let's see. Export messages as an OBJ. The clothes, that is, without having to worry. Okay, the scale unit shouldn't be a problem because you've already imported the properly scaled avatar. Be exported at the same price. I heard there's a new app coming to the market that can handle that. That can handle what? The scaling and everything? I mean, really, as long as you make sure that your units in Maya match what you're exporting to, it should be okay. I've had that throw some weird issues with, like, 3D printing before, but not with other applications, so I think it just really kind of depends. Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're gonna do not a very hard bevel, but just enough. Oh shoot, hold on. Let's look at this. Let's see. Export weld FBX CM -2 as a scale, CM not CM as in centimeters. It should work fine. Just always export and that way. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wish I was more of an expert on Marvelous, but I honestly have never touched it because I've never had a reason to. It's definitely a tool that I want to learn someday, but it's one of those, like, it's like, do I dedicate the time to learn this? Considering how very little clothing I actually do. Alright, what's the problem here? I feel like there's an extra face somewhere. I just don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay. It was just being dumb, apparently. All right. Not a fan of Marvelous Designer, but sometimes we get to sometimes we got to import legacy files from that. Oh, that's fair. It looks, I don't know, it looks cool. It's just to me, I'm like, it seems like it's a little wonky just because it's like simulation based. So I don't know. I'd be down to play with it someday. Okay, so is that still all right? So something's janky in here. I don't know what. Sometimes this just happens. See if that fixed it. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay. Cool. Sharpen that up a little bit. All right. I'm going to have to do the same thing there. Which honestly is a little... Oh, no, that's actually not the... It's not the case at all. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how people get used to this. Like, that's the first thing I'm going to disable when I turn off or when I stop streaming is this stupid keystroke thing. Let's see. I developed an app that can export from Maya to Substance 3D Painter and back into Maya without having Maya 3D Painter open at the same time. Well, that's cool. I just kind of use the, I don't know, does it keep, like, the textures and everything? Like, does it keep all the changes that you're working on throughout it? I guess my biggest question would be, like, why do you want to export the model from Substance back into Maya? So my thing would be, is it, like, live structuring the textures? Or how is it handling that workflow? What is your app called? I wouldn't mind looking at it. I don't want this running through the entire model, so I'm gonna nix it. I'm gonna nix it like right over here, actually. There we go. Should be. Try to just keep that a little bit cleaner. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so we have a little bit of junkiness going on there just because of these pulling through, so I have to clean that up a little bit. You're subdividing that? Yeah, I work in sub D only, for the most part. Okay. Let's take a look at that. So we'll have to clean that up a little bit. That's fine. Just kind of looking at where I want to add all these support loops. Get things rolling. Ah, okay. So here's a nice problem. I wonder what happened to this. It wasn't like this when I was working on it last. Oh. Hi, what are you and why are you there? Oh, shoot, it got beveled. Crap. Okay, I see what happened. I must have had this selected when I was working on something. That makes sense. Well, that's a bit of a nuisance. All right. I hate when that happens. Yeah, I always end up like grabbing something and like, you know, I don't know. I guess sometimes I understand that feature in Blender where like you can't select through your model. But it just bugs the hell out of me when I'm using it. I'm sure if I forced myself to get used to it, it'd be better. But, you know. Is this the same part that I was modeling last time? Yes, I have not touched this since last stream. I'm juggling a lot of projects right now, and unfortunately, next week I'm going to be juggling a very large one that I need to do quite a bit of work with, so there will be another week of like very little updates on this model. Also, mainly my focus right now has been the live class. So if you guys are interested in live class, that has been happening. It is available to all members on all platforms. I will keep advertising it. First thing I changed in Maya was the selection mechanics. That's funny. So you turned on the inability to select through the model. I take it, Tamizu? Okay, that's... Really don't know what happened there. Let's see. Apex Studios currently working on a forward operating base in Iraq. Oh, nice, cool. That's fun. What's the live classes? So the live classes, if you guys want a little preview what we're kind of going over here, let me kind of show you. File, save scene. Let me open another instance of Maya, because this surely won't crash anything. I'll show you guys what we're working on. What skills do studios... wait, hold on. I can't see your message there, Jai. Give me a second. What skills do studios expect from a fresh 3D artist? That's a great question. I'm not entirely sure. I don't work in a studio, so I don't know. But I can tell you that the general advice is to make sure your portfolio is kind of lining up with what intro people working at those studios looks like. Let's see. So this is what we're working on the live classes. So if you've missed the first three, this has been the project so far. So we are building out this M79 grenade launcher. We're doing all of the interior mechanics as well. So this will be a full sub-D kind of like production ready model. We're going to go through after next week, which should be the final kind of modeling on this thing. We're going to start going over UV, texturing, lighting, and rendering. So those are coming. But it's been a lot of fun so far. We've gotten quite a bit done on this project. We're working on this forward site. This is kind of where I last ended the stream. But yeah, so this has been pretty cool. So by the end of these classes, you should have a portfolio ready piece that you can use, and you get the live feedback and work together. So it's pretty cool. But that is available to members. So if you subscribe to the channel, you get access to that. As long as you're at one of the $5 tiers, you get access to it, or on Patreon. It's on either of those. I have an issue with Twitch. So for those of you guys who are on Twitch as members, they don't let you keep your streams on Twitch as subscribers only once they're finished. They just go live to everybody, so I have to delete them. So I'm working on a way to make sure that you guys can access the classes too, if I have anyone on Twitch that wants to access those classes. So I haven't had anyone yet, so we'll see. I don't like touching what I can't see. It's bound to X-ray all. That's fair. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in learning how to do this, there are 3 classes available. I can show you exactly what that looks like right now. So if we go over to my YouTube, we go to my channel. Oh, there I am. Look at that. I'm live right now. Who would have thought? So if you are on here and you go to videos, playlists, you go to the live training series, which I can't view them because I'm not a member on my own channel. The first 3 episodes are here. It is currently about 6 hours worth of content. I have debated whether I'm going to take these videos and cut them down and then make them a members only series so that they're just a little bit faster to go through. Haven't really decided yet. If there's much of a kind of want for that, then I will do that. But yeah, those are available to you guys. And then, like I said, next week we're going to finish off some of the micro modeling, some of the smaller pieces, and then hopefully start UVing. It just depends. I think I got most of the like macro big pieces done, but I do end up finding stuff that I'm like, oh, we didn't do that yet. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's the live classes. So if you guys are interested, that is kind of how that goes. I teach those every Wednesday currently. Until there's more of a drive, right? Like if more people want them, then I will start doing more of them. But until then, I will keep them just to Wednesdays. So if you want to support the channel, that is an awesome way to support the channel and what I do here. And then you get a lot of good learning out of it. So I'm teaching you guys, my 15 years of experience with modeling. So I figured that's worth $5. Or you can just continue watching my regular live streams too. That's always an option. They are by no means required viewing. This is what the hell is going on here, man? Oh, god damn it. It's that little I was about to say I've been forcing myself to use shortcuts, but as you can see, I'm not doing it right now. I have been, like, when I'm not streaming, I've been forcing myself to use shortcuts, and that's going to remind myself now that I need to start focusing on using shortcuts while I'm streaming. Mainly just because I'm trying to get better at using the radial menus, because I know it'll make me faster. I'm just stubborn. Okay, better. Okay. How'd you start your YouTube channel? I need to create one for G9 Apex Studios. I just started. Yeah, you just, when it comes to YouTube or any of that stuff, I already subscribed to your channel. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. And keep in mind, that's a little bit, I don't know if you're confused there, but the memberships are like a paid thing. So that's like a monthly thing that people pay for. So if you're not subscribed in that aspect, you don't get access to those, unfortunately. But that's kind of how that's set up. So there is a difference on YouTube between subscriber and member. I know it's very different across every single platform, and I hate having the distinction, but it is what it is. So I could try to get beta testers for the application. So the reason, or basically with YouTube, man, you just got to start uploading videos. Since you have a YouTube account already, you can actually technically just convert that to a channel account. And then from there, you just start uploading. That's all you got to do. I know it sounds like simpler than it actually is, but like, yeah, that's really all you got to do. That's it, man. Social media is an interesting landscape, I will tell you that much. So if you're not used to it, get ready for it. Do I want that? Hold on a second. I actually might want that. Yeah, I don't want to do that, actually. I kind of want that cut. Okay, so we still have more jank going on up here because of that weird beveling situation. Because I wasn't paying attention. Hey man, I saw your videos on the channel. Find them very useful for modeling. Do you have any experience on Unreal? I'm new to creating plants for environments. I have a little bit. I don't really do much environment work inside of Unreal. Like I know my way around. I know how to do stuff. But as far as like actually using it, I'm not the greatest yet. Like I have a couple models that work in Unreal just fine. If you're interested in learning Unreal, I know my buddy Jared is uploading a new series on Unreal. So if you don't follow Jared Chavez, he's doing a whole like tutorial series on Unreal Engine. So that might be kind of something that might help you out. I don't know if it will. I know his stuff is more focused towards character, but I learned everything that I learned about Unreal from Jay Hill. So, and he's also a character artist. If you're starting your career again today with zero industry experience, what would you learn in the first 6 months to become employable? I mean, technically, I'm trying to do that right now. Honestly, it's kind of just one of those things where it's like it's tough to say. I would make sure that my portfolio, as best as it can, matches what people who work at the studios that I'm applying for do. One of the biggest things that you can do for yourself is like go on ArtStation and find people who work at the studios that you want to work at and see what their portfolios look like and try to match that. That is kind of what I'm currently trying to do. Because again, I don't work in the industry. I have stayed away from the industry because it is way more chaotic than I am usually okay with. But I'm also trying to pivot my career right now, so It's just one of those things where, like, you know, I'm in the middle of trying. My advice is just to do what most people say to do, and that's go look at other people's portfolios and try to match it as best you can. Somebody may have a better answer than that, and that's okay too. But yeah, I do not have the industry experience. I wish I did, but I don't. Any of the projects you're working on requires a character? Not currently. In the future, maybe. Hey, get out of my garbage can, Freya. Come on down. Go to your place. Yeah, not currently. I do want to do stuff with like characters eventually, but I haven't decided what yet. We're gonna do that. Yeah, we'll do white bat audio. It's a good thing about being retired military. Monthly income, so I can spend 10 to 12 hours a day. Yeah, I wish I had that. That would be lovely for sure. But yeah, and it's good that you're taking advantage of that. So now's a good time for you to start a YouTube channel. Okay, so we have some wonkiness there, mainly just because of the way that that's kind of like splitting across. What happens, just out of curiosity? Well, first of all, just even that out a little bit. I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. It actually might. Okay. Better. I'm just looking for all these like little weird issues that pop up here and there. Okay. I don't care about the internals of this thing as much as I do the outside of it. So right there, that's a big issue for me. So we can look at the way this is kind of set up and see if we can do this number. We'll see how that holds up. Nice. Much better. Okay. Let's see. Well, we should collab on something. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely looking to do some more collabs. My time is kind of... Hey! Freya! Get out of the plant! Come lay down. Lay down. That's what you get for eating dirt. Yeah, you're dumb. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking at doing collabs. My time is going to be changing pretty quick here, unfortunately, so I'm going to be moving to a job that requires me to be on site, so I won't have as much time to do like stuff outside of work like quickly as I used to. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm going to try to figure out collabs and stuff as I go. Okay, strongly consider how much you value sleep would be my advice when choosing a path in 3D. That's absolutely fair, too. Blender users would be like, you can sharpen edges without using support loops. Yeah, I mean, you can in Maya, too. I just choose not to. Work for a notable animation/gaming studio at the moment. Nice. Those are things that I could show, but not the ones I'm currently working on. Yeah, that's super fair. Let's see. Sir, what would you recommend as a daily practice routine for Maya modeling, especially for improving my topology skills? Find simple things that you can do each day. So treat it like sketching, right? If you're going to start looking at working daily on things, treat it like a sketch process. So find simple models that you can complete in a couple of hours. Don't worry about seeing that model all the way through the entire process. But, you know, like one of the things I used to do, right? I'll show you guys some of like my early practice stuff. So one of the things that I used to do when I got started again anyway, so where's the glasses? This was one of them. This is actually a good example. So this was one of the first. This is one of the first practices I did. I just, model a grenade. I try to find interesting shapes to work on, and then the other thing I try to focus on is like the interior mechanisms of things. This is honestly actually a horrible texture job now that I look at it, but I did this a while ago, so it's really not a big deal. So I did stuff like that, and then I find other things. So like if I go to, here's another one. This was just a quick practice that I was working on, just trying to work with some physics simulation stuff. Find simple things that you can play with. They don't have to be hyper complicated, but just try to do things to the best of your ability as you're working on them. I don't know where my glasses are. That's interesting. I wonder if I lost that. I hope I didn't. And then like earlier on, right, like I did, where's that wrench that I did? This was a while ago, but I had it and I was like, I want to see if I can actually model it. These are really good things to practice with because they give you something tangible to work with, especially if you own the thing, and then you can just kind of work with it. I'm already, it's a personal preference. Maya because of XGen, After Effects, Photoshop, Nuke, and Gorilla. Nice. The wrench is really nice. That wrench is... I wish I still had it so you could see how horrible the topology is on it, but it looks good. I remember when I rendered this, I was like, oh my god, I made that. Because it just looked so, like, at the time realistic, but now I look at it and I'm like, god damn. And this was all procedural texturing too. None of this was like hand texturing. So, pretty fun. But yeah, I would just recommend picking small things like that that you can kind of mess with. Okay, so we don't like that because that's just too... Okay. Cool. The question is do I want to... Yeah, I guess I'll just leave that. So let's take a look at that and see how that's looking. Okay. I'm just looking all over to make sure there's no other points of like distortion. So a little bit right here, and I think this is mainly just becoming... This is just coming from the fact that there's so much going on there. But I'm not going to really worry about that one. So let's look at this. Let's look at this together now. This is like ever so slightly just too thick. Okay, that's another issue. So let's do this. Just cut this in half entirely. Okay, sir. Yeah, you're welcome. I'd be surprised. Let's see. You would be surprised in how F-up topology is like in games. Oh no, for sure. Yeah, I've seen plenty of it. Even in film now, it's getting pretty effed up. Let's see. A lot of beginners think that having one mesh for one asset is the way to go. In most cases, breaking it down to many meshes is actually the right thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I even myself struggled with for the longest time. And honestly, that's not even like at the fault of the person. It's more at the way, it's at the fault of the way that they're teaching people. And it actually just really bugs the hell out of me that we still teach that stuff. It's like the whole triangle argument. Like, triangles don't matter as much as you think they do. Let's just take this whole section here. But yeah, it's the same sort of deal. It's just like, don't stress over that stuff. It's just not worth stressing over it. Okay. I remember for the longest time that I was just like, no, I can't have any triangles. I use them all the time now. How to get the background for post-production for the renders we have taken? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean by background? How often are you live? I'm live every Monday, or sorry, oh wow. I'm live every Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesdays are reserved for members only streams. So if you guys want to support the channel that way, you could do that and you get free education out of it. Even though it's not technically free, but you know, you get education out of it. But yeah, so I'm live 3 days a week, usually. I haven't burnt out on that yet, so we'll see when that eventually comes. Hoping it doesn't, but I know it will. I know I'm burning the candle at both ends. Which is pretty common for people in 3D, so I guess I'm doing it right. The backdrop. Background means backdrop to give it as a scene with the render. Do you get it? Are you talking about like? Yeah, I guess I'm a little confused by what you're asking. So, are you talking about if you took your own video and you wanted to like composite it together? So, for instance, I go out, record a plate, bring it back, camera track it, and then render it out? Is that what you're asking? Or are you just talking about like creating a backdrop? I think I'm a little confused by what exactly you're asking. Okay. So, gotta do a little bit of adjustment here. Let's see. My lecturers always freak about triangles. It's so nice to know they aren't that. No, they really isn't. I don't know why that's such a weird, inundated like thing. Like maybe it mattered back in the day, because like, you know, I went through the same thing. Oh my God, don't you dare put a triangle. It really doesn't matter. Let me show you. Let me show you something. I'll show you something why it doesn't matter. This is actually a really good example of this. Obviously can't play the music from this, but I can show you exactly what it means. Okay, so let's look at this thing. Have a gander at that. This thing has topology all over the place. It doesn't matter. As long as it looks good, it doesn't matter. And this is from the movie The Creator, if you haven't seen it. But it legitimately does not matter. Like, you can have stuff like this and it's fine. Yeah, I agree. Use them carefully. Like, don't put them all over your model unless you're, like, actually working in a studio that allows you to do that. But, like, that's a very good example. I think it was On Mars that did a video showcasing this. So, yeah, that's the thing. Is, like, you're just trying to avoid your any, like, issues with rendering or shading or anything like that. Just, like, surface qualities. Like, obviously, if it causes, like, a dimple on the surface, you don't want to use it. But just be sparing with them. But you don't have to like, you don't have to like break your body trying to make sure you don't have any. I see so many people who get like really panicked because they have one, and it's like, it's totally okay. Like, you will actually be fine. Okay, so the question is, why is that doing that? Like, yes, I know technically that's lining up, but it honestly looks kind of like ass, so let's figure out why that looks that way. I don't think it's because it's too sharp. Could be because of that. Let me see if that makes a difference. I don't think it will, though. Sure. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. What is that extra loop? Where does that go? Okay, well, hold on. I might just use that to my advantage. I know this is not technically right. Try not to crucify me here in the comments. That does help, but it's still kind of wonky. Let's see. Yes, by adding BG, it will likely be fulfilled for the render without looking flat render. Or a flat render. It depends. Like, if you throw a background, like, it can still look flat. You want to make sure that it's matching in perfectly. Let's see. From an industry perspective, how do you see Maya and Blender today? Which one do you think the beginner should invest their time in? That's a tough one, right? Because, like, more studios are adopting Blender, so it's not necessarily wrong to want to look at both of them. Obviously, if you're looking to like be as ready as possible to jump into an existing pipeline, you're probably going to want to look at Maya. This is bugging me. But my advice is honestly both. There's nothing wrong with learning both of them. Alright, that looks like crap because it's just not shaped right, so let's work on that a bit. That's a better, like, scoop. Let's see. Until, let's see. It's all in the composition. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. It's just until now that I've only heard you can avoid them no matter what. Oh, wait. It's only until just now that I've heard that you have to avoid them no matter... Nah, dude, I use them all over the place. You really don't. No matter what. Sounds like a threat. Surprise, surprise. Game engines, actually. Yeah, that's kind of the big thing, too. Like, with a lot of VFX stuff moving over to, like, game engine pipelines, it's going to get triangulated anyway. So, like, why bother? I do know how to pick background accordingly for the model. If we modeled a gun, how to pick a background for composition takes it. So, yeah, here's the thing. Let me show you an example. I'm going to show you a pretty good example. So this, for instance, this is an old piece of art, but that's a solid plate background. So that background is just a picture that I ended up blurring. It's flat. It's uninteresting. It doesn't really catch your eye all that much. Like, it is kind of just what it is. Then if we go look at the ODST pistol I did, let's see where you at. We'll take a look at this one. This one, much more interesting, much nicer because it's actually in a physical scene. And this is just as simple. This is literally just a plane that I turned into a cloth simulation, and I draped it over a couple boxes and then threw a texture on it. When you're choosing your background for a render, if you're looking at throwing just a regular JPEG behind it, you're going to, like what Goofer said, you're going to need something to catch the shadow and make it feel like it actually exists in there. Because otherwise it's going to fall flat. So my thing is like just create a simple backdrop. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. This is literally just a plane with some displacement maps on it. And you can see the difference it makes. And then don't be afraid to dress your scene up. Like, some of my best pieces are very simple backgrounds. Here's another example. This one's kind of like a hybrid. Where is it? Stag. So this one's kind of a hybrid. So if we look at outputs, no, not those. I need this one. Which one is what folder did I put the actual render in? That's the original. So let's see. Did I not save it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so you can, you're probably not going to see it very well on streaming, but back here there's just a garage. That garage is just an image, right? So that background is just a simple image, but there's enough mid-ground elements to kind of make it feel like it fits in all over the place. You really probably cannot see that on stream from what I can tell. But yeah, so it's just kind of all about setting up your background, your foreground, your midground, and all that stuff. You want to make sure you're focusing on all of those because a lot of people will tend to just like slap a JPEG in the background and call it good. And that just, it does not help anything. So just be really careful when you're choosing stuff like that. Triangulates differently than the baker decided to? Yeah. Let's see. Hold on a second. I got some more messages on Instagram. Any advice for posting LinkedIn ArtStation? I feel like my scenes look impressive in Maya, but the final post doesn't feel as impressive. So it's kind of the weird battle of social media. I'm actually terrible at ArtStation, but you know, you got to make a thumbnail. You got to figure out what catches people's eyes and make sure it's like advertising quality or whatever to like get people to actually look at it and engage with it. I haven't personally figured that out on ArtStation. I've kind of given up on that. I also feel like ArtStation became pay to play after Epic acquired it, which thankfully they're de-acquiring it, which that's kind of cool. So it might get better. But the reality is it's a game for people's attention, just like social media. So like you are garnering for people's attention. You're trying to get them to see it. So pick things that kind of intrigue the brain a little bit. What I like to do, so depending on like what I'm posting, I'll go to, I already have ArtStation up. So I'll go to like ArtStation and I'll look at what's at the top page and see how people are kind of like setting things up, like what's doing well, what's not doing well. So like for instance, this gun, he's got multiple images of the gun in there. He's got this actual like title for the piece itself. That's all good stuff to do. But it's just, it is kind of a game of like popularity. So it's kind of hit or miss on that one. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good, Vendetta. How are you? Do you use ZBrush? I do. Yes, I do use ZBrush. Not as professionally as most people, but I do use it. What is an unregular approach to looking for a job in a studio that could work? I don't really know. I mean, my biggest piece of advice there is just apply for jobs that are higher than what you think you can do. Like obviously don't go for a lead if you don't have any experience, but like, you know, if you can find like a mid-tier position, go ahead and shoot for it. Why not? Thank you for your answer. Really appreciate your insight. Yeah, of course. No worries. Let's see. Only for Insta, I have to send my renders to your DM. So what will be the best background which is suited for it? Hold on, let's see. Gotta really experiment a little bit. In recent days, I'm updating to myself to best results what I can produce. Okay, I got you. You sent it to me on Instagram. Let me see. Let me check. Let me look. I don't have a message from you on Instagram. Or did you send it on Discord? Where'd you send it, Gotham? Mr. Chandon, what's up? How are you? Okay, let's get back to figuring this junk out. And yes, I know most of this isn't matching up right now. Shift I. Okay. So, quite frankly, there's just not enough here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just say goodbye to this portion for now. And we're going to do a little bit of chopping. I learned a neat shortcut the other day, actually. Control 1 hides and closes, or hides and shows. Nice little shortcut. Okay, so the other thing that I don't like here is that this is like bent. So let's fix that. Why is that bent? I really just want that to line up perfectly. Okay. So obviously I'm not trying to pull that. Just try to get that lined up a little bit better. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to probably end up having to do the same thing here. I don't really know. Oh, I know why it got all wonky. Yeah. This is definitely one of those projects that's been kind of like testing my patience lately. Mainly because I don't have like an actual concept to work off of, so I'm literally just using my brain here. But back for ideas from your work, sir. And welcome back. Let's see. You know how to properly export a normal map because the ones I have exported with multi-map are inaccurate. Are you talking about like from ZBrush? No, I don't know how to. I have never gotten that far, if I'm being totally honest. I've done like three projects now, technically in ZBrush. So I'm still very much a noob. I really just want that to like encompass that one right there. So let's take a look at that. Hold on. Yeah, someday I'll probably dedicate some more time to actually learning ZBrush. That is just not today. If it was like my end-all be-all, I'd probably be in it all the time, but it's just not. Like, I do really want to start learning kind of like the hard surface workflow in ZBrush and stuff, but it's just not a hyper focus for me right now. Okay, that's much better. That's what I wanted it to do. All right, cool. Sweet. Insta ID would be Lone Wanderer, it seems. Did you request like a message with me? Oh, no, there you are. I see you. So you want to... Okay, so you're looking at doing a background for that? Honestly, man, in order to present something like that, I kind of like where you're going right now is probably best because you can do like an asset layout for it. Unless you want to go about building an environment and stuff, you're definitely going to want to work with like probably a solid color backdrop like you have currently. If you want to get a little bit fancier, what you could do is you could put like a little, I call them like floating podiums, or like, let me just show you an example, right? So let's look at BD1. So this is what I would recommend doing for something like that. So if you're focusing on just like a single asset or a single character, doing something like this instead of like actually adding an environment is actually kind of helpful because it doesn't take too much away from it. And you don't have to worry so much about composition. And so you're still showcasing your final asset, but you have a little bit of detail work inside of it. That is what I would recommend for doing something like that. It just depends on the asset. Like, you're working with environmental props, so I would showcase them as like plainly as possible. Let's see. This is another use case of just go on to ArtStation to see what other people are doing. So you can do stuff like this, where they do this kind of like hazy like bokeh background where it doesn't really matter too much, but you also notice how they have those like shadow catchers underneath it. So that's kind of what Goofer was talking about. Those are really good to have to just kind of make it feel a little bit more grounded. But otherwise, this is just a flat background. So you can do stuff like that, but I wouldn't go too heavy with it. But that's a good way to showcase assets like that. I should work on the double in me. I'll have to follow her when I'm done. That's cool. Okay. From ZBrush, you export using multi-map exporter from the Z plugin menu. Okay, there you go. For compositing render with background is Photoshop best choice. You can use Photoshop. You can use Affinity. I use Affinity because I don't like Adobe. But yeah. Then set the normals export using tangent and S normals options and keep the U flipped as is. Cool. There you go. I hope that helps you because it doesn't help me at all because I have no idea what you're talking about. But if that helps you, then that's good. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'm a little baby when it comes to ZBrush. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in that application. Okay, let's... Hold on a second. Where do you go? Oh. That's why that looks so weird. Okay. Let's just fix this. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. Hey, kind of did. Hope it helped. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Because, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with ZBrush. That's clean, thanks. I think it's good. Yeah, no, it's good. Minus this horrible thing. But what I can do... I keep, like, thinking, like, use shift. I'm really bad about it. Okay, so obviously this isn't going to be, like... I don't think this is perfect, but if I can get it close, then I don't really care. Really just want to make sure this stays. No. No, that's a quad already. Well, okay, so this is uneven, so it's not going to be perfect by any means, but it's fine. It's going to be covered. I don't really care. Just needs to be semi, like, okay. Okay. Alright, that's much nicer. Cool. So now that nothing else matches up, we can start working on that. Holding shift while snapping the knife point to the... will snap it to the center of the edge? Nah. No way. Really? Look at that. More shortcuts that I've ignored for my entire life. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I'm familiar with, like, the control shift. I just never tried shift. Interesting. Huh. That's nice. All right. My problem is that I exported a vector displacement map and set it up in Maya. Everything was fine, but when I exported the normal map for my character, it wasn't exactly as precise as the vector displacement map. Let's see. Interesting. I don't know if you can help with that, Goofer. Maybe you can. Hold shift only when before clicking. It will snap anywhere. Oh, gotcha. Okay. We'll try that on the next piece. Okay, so that's all matching up all good and well. Minus that. That's ass, so let's fix that. Oh, that just doesn't even have any support. Okay. Nope, it's still ass. Okay. Alright, pop that guy. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah, alright, so that's good. I want to start lining that up. Because there needs to be some work done here. Probably has a U flipped. Oh, okay, cool. Let me make sure. I don't know if... Oh, did we hit an hour? We did hit an hour. Okay, hold on a second. Good old Instagram back to its stupidity again. Live video. Live again. Next. That's the only thing I hate about juggling multiple platforms is like Instagram does stupid stuff like this. Control V, hit OK, go live. Hold on a minute, guys. Also, let me see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can fix that real quick because it's actually bothering me. There we go. Oh, I can add a link to my Instagram live now? That's new. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. 1 second. So if I go down to overlay, I change the appearance. I go to overlay settings. So if I do maximum visible and I go up to like 10, how does that do? Okay, I feel like that's better. Okay, so if I go in here and I edit this, Control V, hit OK. Did I just nuke it? No, come on. Oh, shoot. There we go. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Beautiful. And now I need to fix it here? No. Wait. I fixed it there, but not on... What the fuck? There it is. Okay, cool. It's fixed. Beautiful. Hello. What's up, Rafa? Sorry, guys. Instagram killed the live stream because they do stupid things like that. Okay. All right. So what I want to look at here is obviously just kind of like making that work. So I'm going to be really happy when this project is done. I'm not going to lie. This is for sure one of those times where I'm like, nah, it's okay. We don't need to finish this. Why would we finish this? But I want to finish it. I want it done. Okay. I also need to save because I haven't saved in a minute. Okay. Close that. It's making me watch an ad, guys. An ad for Fubo. Fubo. What the hell is Fubo? Fubo? What is Fubo? Can't wait to see what nice and textured. I know. I'm just trying to get it to that point so I can actually enjoy that process. Be right back. I'm going to go try it. Nice. What's up, Mr. Blazing Man? I was going to say you could avoid ads by subscribing, but that doesn't work on YouTube. Control 1 is a game changer. I'm sure a lot of people knew that one existed, but definitely a game changer for me. Okay. So this is, all right. So, all right. Let's do this. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I'm going to just plop this out here. Okay. And we need to start kind of merging this stuff across. Okay. I'm watching on mobile, that's why. Oh, that's fair. Do you use Brave to block the ads? I do. I know I'm not supposed to say that live. Hopefully YouTube doesn't, like, strike me down. It's actually really funny because, like, I used to pay for YouTube Premium because I liked the music portion of it, but they kept removing music from my playlists, so I stopped doing that. Stopped with that nonsense. There's a Jack Sparrow in all of us. Yes, absolutely. Really, it's just what you're willing to put up with, and for me, like, the constant barrage of advertisements gets very, very old very, very quickly. kind of like allow that to flow down a little bit. Oh, let's see. You make me want to open Maya and do some box modeling, not gonna lie. Well, I'm glad I inspire. Using a mesh while also thinking about not finishing my project as well. See, it's a common thing. It's a great workflow. And then eventually you finish it and you're like, God damn, I'm great. Hey, looks nice. What are you modeling? I'm working on a railgun sort of thingy do. Actually, now that I know that nice little shortcut, I can show you. So if I do Control 1, so that's what I'm working on. It's looking really nice, but it's also pissing me off. So that's why I am consistently debating just killing this project. But I'm not going to. I've killed enough projects as it is this year. Namely the manta ray drone that I think is permanently dead. I don't think I'm going to revise that or revisit that. Which it was, I don't know, it was a neat idea to chase. But I think it's dead. Alright, I'm gonna do this number. I can actually just hide this. Oh, look, I'm breaking the rules. He used a triangle, no. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why that's shaped that way. I don't know. Okay. Cool. All right, so minus that funkiness. It's fine. Let's see. Let's see. The problem with my job is to spend too much time on ZBrush, then too much time in Maya, and then too much time in Mari. Each one of those sessions can last for weeks. That's fair. Need a triangle under that one too. Face is bent. Perfect use case. Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually gonna have to add another loop anyway, so that triangle's gonna get turned into a quad. So it's not gonna matter anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So actually what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take you... Oh, let's not do that. I hate when Maya does that so much. So I'm actually going to do this, and then we'll see if it continues to be stupid. That's better. Still a little bit of a distortion there, but I'm focusing right here right now, so we'll come back to that. All right, that's matching up just fine. Now the big issue is this bottom portion does not match up with that at all. So I'm gonna have to add in some geo there. But mainly just want to get that looking prettier. Okay. Yeah, that's all good. Let's see. Hold control. Hold control shift to slide a vertex. You can snap. No, yeah, I know that one. I use that one quite a bit actually. Nicholas, awesome. Yeah, yeah, man. Okay, let's see how that's meshing up now. Okay, that's much cleaner. That's good. Just trying to make sure all of this stuff like cleanly attaches, and then from here I'm going to start adding this junk in here. So for this one, we're actually going to just extrude this. It's clean. It's getting there, man. It's this will be one of those things that I constantly stare at until it like fully just drives me insane. Just mash that up against it. Let's give myself a little bit of room there. Okay. Alright, vertex. W, let's do V. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That was the space key. V. Alright, what do I have here? Okay. So, technically, I can grab these, Control Shift, drag you over, and snap you right there. Let's look at you. So V to snap, and to snap, and to snap. It's okay if that just kind of creates a little bit of weirdness. Okay. So, let's look at that now. This is going to be really fun. Can you tell how excited I am about this? Okay. So I'm going to work on those ones first. You can still snap it to the edge, not necessarily the vert. What do you mean by, like, snap it to the edge? You talk about using the cut tool to do that? Oh my god. I don't know what broke in recent Maya versions, but I feel like the selection, like, the area of selection is, like, broken. And I don't really know what it is. Because it used to be you could click kind of, like, far off on something and it would still link up. Oh, you're saying, I think I see what you're saying. You're saying, like, just use the edge. Yeah, I like the vert better. I always seem to have problems with it. It just snaps cleanly. Okay, so we obviously have to support that, so just do a little drag there. So that's going to give that little area of support. Okay, getting better, getting better. Okay. Cool. Nice little interface gap. And actually, I don't think I really have to worry about that all that much. Let's see. How's that look? Nah, that's actually not going to be something I stress about at all. This, however, that's kind of a weird... We're going to have to do something with that because I don't like that. So we're going to do a kite right here just to give myself some room to work. That should hopefully... that actually just creates kind of a massive dent. Hold on a second. What? Okay. Let's see. Hold V while moving that vertex, only the axis, and hover over the adjacent vertex. It's going to snap forward. So no, you're good. I think I just don't know necessarily what you mean. So click, hold V, drag. Oh, so you're saying, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't know. What's wrong with a little chaos? What's wrong with a little bit of chaos modeling? Basically all I do is chaos modeling anyway. Okay, so I don't like the way that that is kind of doing its thing, and quite honestly, I feel like, hold on. I know I haven't worked on this piece all that much, so I'm trying not to like hyper focus on this area for right now anyway, but that dent is going to piss me off. Let's see. Let's see if that kind of makes it a little bit. Oh. Let's see if that makes it any better. It's probably not going to change anything. No, that just makes it sharper. Okay. Alright, so hold on a second. Let's fix some stuff here, because that's bugging me. I told you I'm using shortcuts. I think this is just going to be a problem unless I drag it all the way through. Or I kill it earlier. I can try that. No, that's actually worse. As long as it looks good, who cares? I care. It's literally the only thing is I care. That part I don't care about, yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. I will come. No, I'm not coming back to that. I'm going to fix it now. Okay. So, looking at this, I can hide a lot of this underneath this thing. So, here's what I'm going to do. Just because I can. I'm going to turn that on. Okay. Same thing up here. I'm just going to give myself a little bit more junk to work with, because I feel like that's kind of the main problem that I'm running into here is there's just not enough to actually kind of support that through, which is fine because it honestly gives me the ability to clean this up a little bit and make this a little less stupid. So yeah, that's good. Oh, that's another reason that's getting all jacked up. I'll eventually reach a point with this project where like I give up on my pride and I just start like drawing triangles and quads in weird places, or n-gons. But for now, I'm trying to at least make sure it looks somewhat decent. Even though I kind of have reached a point now where I don't care as much about topology anymore, just because I've shown plenty of times that I know how to do it. I don't know, don't want to focus on it anymore. Do you think it's easier to get hired from somebody who graduated from school in 3D? No, not necessarily. I mean, school can help, but it's not like a guarantee that it's going to help. Especially because, like, I've known a lot of people that came directly from school that, you know, weren't able to do the things that they should have been able to do. So it's kind of like a catch-22. So sometimes, but not all the time. Not all the time. Which sucks because like school should prepare you to just like enter the workforce, but that's just not the case anymore. Okay. I'm feeling better about that. There's a little bit of ugliness going on there, but I can fix that later. Yeah, I'll fix it later. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go, let's do this one at a time. Just for my sanity's sake. World center, Control D. Okay. All right. I want to see how this is all interfacing together now. Not bad, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. minus those weird issues. At work, we have business unis dropouts. We have business uni dropouts. They could join because they had skill, not a degree. That's fair. Yeah. That's the big thing is, like, you got to be able to prove that you can do the work. Like, your education... I need to fix my microphone arm. Your education doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be able to fit into a team without the skills. So, like, make sure you can showcase the skills rather than worrying about school. Like, doing that work for you. Let's see, yeah, because I go to school, I learn 3D, and it's going very well for me, and I love it, but I'm a little worried about finding a job after. So, don't make the same mistake that I did, because I graduated school with a very basic portfolio and a very basic understanding. So, in your free time, when you do have free time, be working on personal stuff. Start taking the skills that you learn in school and trying to push them. It's just like training for, like, any sort of sport or working out in the gym. You have to spend your off hours working on training those muscles. So keep doing that outside of school, and you'll have a much better leg up over the other people in your school that aren't doing that. Education is irrelevant 99% of the time. I can agree with that, yeah. Like, there's certain things that obviously you can't skip being educated for, like a doctor or whatever, but for 3D, it doesn't matter. Some people do better with it. Like, I'm not going to discredit the fact that some people do better with, like, a traditional education. So, like, that is a possibility. You know, you may just do better with, like, a traditional education, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. I love how I'm just cutting pieces off of my block out at this point. It's too funny. Okay. I actually need that separated. Let's see, detach. Where is it? There it is. Okay. This is the next piece we're going to work on. What time is it? 1:32? I've been going for an hour and a half. Okay. Shift I. Cool. Always like working with a new piece. A new piece of clay to sculpt with. First things first, we're going to cut it in half. Get rid of that junk. And then fix this horrible topology, because I'm not going to work with that right off the bat. Not happening. Oop. Wondering how your reference looks like. I don't have any reference. This is all my brain, man. I chose to do this project and just create. This is literally a doodle. I occasionally will look up, like, futuristic weapons on YouTube and be like, you know, I like that piece. That's a neat piece. And then I'll throw the piece on there. But, like, otherwise, yeah, this is literally just my brain. I thought so. Good job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is no rhyme or reason to this at all. I know a lot of, like, there's a lot of 3D artists that don't like doing their own concepts, and, like, unless you're a dedicated concept artist, like, you know, why would you do that? I find it a good challenge. And for those of you who don't know, the tank was one of my own designs. So, like, that is my own thing. Very proud that that was my own thing. That's why I use it in so many videos, because it's mine. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. Figured it'd be a good challenge. You can still concept in 3D. Oh, no, absolutely. I'm not saying you can't. Yeah, just a lot of people tend to avoid it. I don't know why. One of my favorite artists, he does nothing but concept work in 3D. MLW Creative, he does a lot of really cool just concept sculpts. And, you know, he doesn't see them to, like, fruition, like, through a full pipeline. He just, like, does paintovers and stuff. And his work is awesome. I love watching him work. He's actually taught me quite a bit of his ZBrush stuff, so pretty cool dude. Okay, Okay. Alright, so we have some funky shapes here. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. And then it wants to do that. That's fine. Okay. Where did you snap to? That's incorrect. Let's see. That's what we do, man. Creativity has no limits. That's the beauty of what we do. Exactly. I think it's really cool that we can literally just create whatever the fuck we want to. Like, I never once am just like, oh man, I wish I could make that. Because, like, I totally could. I just, do I want to dedicate the time to that? And for me, sometimes, yeah, I will dedicate the time to do that. But yeah, no, I mean, it is literally creativity without limits. Like, maybe you're limited by your hardware. That's pretty rare for me because my PC does really well, but I've never been limited by, like, a creativity, like, issue. Alright, so this is where this has to adjust a little bit. Because this actually needs to, and I forgot that I was doing that, so I need to fix this. Oh god, I never merged that. Oh, Jesus. So that actually needs to kind of snap in place there. I'm glad I caught that before I went too far with this. Sometimes I envy people that do digital painting because they don't need crazy space and they just stay in one. Oh no, for sure. Like, I went down that road a couple of times. I would install like Krita or something and start trying to like do drawing and stuff. And like, I do want to like eventually get better at drawing just because like it's a skill that I actually do kind of have. But man, the freedom of just working in one piece of software would be lovely. Waiting for somebody who uses Blender to be like, actually, no. 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 Yes, but no. If you guys want to see my Blender experience, just look at my YouTube videos. It's all there. Do you usually get Blender users watching my streams? I get them more on Instagram than I do anywhere else. I do have a couple people who use Blender who are in the community and who watch the streams just because they want to learn like the modeling workflows themselves and like learn topology, because like that stuff translates all over the place. Like it doesn't really matter. I saw that one. I think it was the first video of you had. Yeah. That was. I think there's 2 of them now. I need to do it. I need to finish that stupid series. I'm so bad about doing full length YouTube videos. But yeah, I have a couple Blender people who follow me and like interact with me and want to learn how to do like the modeling stuff, even though they're using another piece of software, which I won't. I never fault people for. There's no reason to do that. I just refuse to change. Until I have to, right? That's the thing. Is like it's very much an until I have to change. I will not be changing. Okay. So this is one of those pieces that I don't think I need to do anything special with. Yeah, I really don't. That's okay. Glad I did that. What the hell are you? Why are you down there? Go away. Okay. Yeah, this... I'm not going to do anything crazy with this piece. There's no reason to. No reason to. Oh, excuse you. What the f... Oh, I didn't do the mitering. My bad. I was like, why does that look so bad? Okay, so biggest issue is this little gap right there. Oops, that's not what I wanted. But let's see how that's looking. So I can worry about closing that gap a little bit later. I'm not hyper concerned about that. Probably just need to drag that down a little bit if we're being totally honest. Let's see. I mean, the tools are mostly the same in both softwares. Blender's a tad faster in modeling if you know what you're doing in terms of shortcuts. That's where I fail. Maya's more hardcore. It is, yeah, for sure. It's definitely like a... You have to know what you're kind of doing type deal. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer Maya. Got no problems with Blender, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Alright, so let's go marry you real quick. That'll be a cleanup piece for later, so I'm not really hyper concerned about that. But I'm trying to actually get more stuff doing. And you know what I'm realizing really quickly? This is very similar to like a Nerf gun. In fact, I can pinpoint which Nerf gun this is similar to. It's the goddamn long shot. I mean, barrel-wise, it's very different, but like structure-wise, it's getting there. Okay. All right, and then just to make myself happy, what are we thinking? We want to use flathead. We want to use that one. We can use Torx bits. Let's do Torx bit. Control 1. And then that is going to be a pin. Okay, cool. Did you change the Twitch AI setting? Yes, I disabled that shit. Great model. Thank you, Kushal. I appreciate that. It's getting there. You ever, like, when you're working on these things, you're just like, you gotta go look at something that you made prior, and you're like, okay, no, I feel good. I know what I'm doing. Then you look at the back of it, and you're like, what the fuck is this? That's where I am right now. Like, tell me I'm pretty. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna build this pin now. Oops. Negative 903. Hell yeah. Let's see. So when will the twerking robot 360 trick shotting this? You know, so the other day, and I know this is a really dumb idea, and I'm not gonna do it. I might do it, but I'm really, really trying to make myself not do it. I was listening to, on the way home from the gas station, I was listening to the Terminator 2 soundtrack. And I don't know, my brain was just like, hey, you haven't made one of those. And I'm like, oh God, do I even want to like try that? Yeah, I might do the thing. I don't know. I'm trying to keep myself from doing that thing. That's a big thing, man. Like, that is not a simple task. But that's a huge but. It would give me great comparison content. Because I have made a Terminator before. And he was beautiful. This was made in Rhinoceros. Where is he? I have it, right? Oh God, please tell me I have it. Oh yeah, here he is. This was made in Rhinoceros. It's atrocious. It's horrible. But I was also 1 year into 3D, so you know what? I think it looked pretty good for 1 year into 3D. I'm pretty sure that was about 1 year. It might have been a year and a half, maybe 2. But yeah, that was made in Rhinoceros. Follow me if you want to live. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. We all need some negative 903 in our lives. Yeah. This is a hot take, but the problem with blenders is that most people make a project from start to finish in there. Most of the time it gets really forgiving with shading problems. Yeah, that's fair. People get away with crappy topology and unresolved booleans and problems emerge, and then they export the models and use them elsewhere, and they don't have that. Yeah, that's fair. I could see that being an issue. Let's see. Big old butt. Make the Terminator. How many years into 3D am I now? Now I'm about, let's see, so I started it in 2008 is when I started in 3D. So what is that? That's 10. Oh, I'm aging myself here. Definitely aging myself here. So that's 10, 12. Is that 18 years? That's not 18 years, is it? Am I stupid? I could be stupid. So if I started 2008 plus 12 would be 2020. Holy shit, it's been 18 years. Oh, man. I'm gonna go cry now. Now keep in mind, I haven't been like full on doing it for 18 years. I took quite a long break to focus on filmmaking. Do not recommend doing that. Unless that's what you really want to do. Like, it is what I want to do. So like, I'm not gonna say like don't recommend doing that, but do it not like I did. That is disturbing. 18 years. Since I started 3D. I'm gonna make a reel after this stream for that. I need to find a green screen of that scene of Matt Damon from Saving Private Ryan, where he's like looking at it and he gets all old and crinkly. Dude, your videos are too good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been working really hard on them lately. I assume we're the same age then. I am 34. Yes. Born in 92. Is it 34? Dude, my brain is like toast on math today. I'm gonna Google it. I'm pretty sure I'm 34, right? At a certain point, you just stop caring. Yeah, I'm 34. Okay. I'm almost 35. Actually, oh, fuck. I'm 35 next month. Oh, no. Okay. Keep going with Maya. Always. I will always go forward with Maya. Let's see. Okay, no, I'm older. Oh, are you? By how much? Like, by a lot or by a little? I also have always looked older than I actually am because, I don't know, maybe the beard. I don't even get I stopped getting ID'd at like 23, which is depressing. I'm 43. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I hang out with a lot of like 40-year-olds just because like people my age don't generally, they're just not generally the greatest human beings. What did I do there? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm trying to remember what the plan here was. So I know the plan was to have the entire barrel assembly kind of compact a little bit into the back of the body. So I do want to kind of build that out. Tangibly, I know that wouldn't like actually function, but it'll look cool. So nobody believes that I am, but age is just a number. Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. Age becomes a thing. Like it becomes like an actual hindrance if you don't take care of yourself. So take care of yourself. That's the big thing. As I sip on a Coke Zero. Take care of your body. Take care of your brain. All right. How are we doing on time? I'm kind of there. My name is Chris Hansen. Why don't you take a seat? I'm really excited to go see that movie. I think it's gonna be good. But I also like A24, so like I'm probably a little bit biased. I'm gonna do a little bit of shaping on this before we end stream. Because in order to have that entire assembly come back here, it needs to like bridge down a bit. Also, I don't know how the hell Robert Pattinson changes his voice the way he does, but like in the Odyssey and in that movie, it's like, dude, what the hell? All right, so if I grab that barrel now, cool, you won't see it, and it pulls back. Nice. Nice little compact function. The lights turn on, and then you all get Chris Hansen. It's called Prime Time. They just actually released like a full trailer for it, but it looks really good. I'm sure it's going to be overly dramatic for what actually happened, but it looks good. I just watched, what did I watch last weekend that I was really excited to watch, and then I was actually really let down by it, was The Bride. I was really excited about that when I saw the trailer for it, but the movie was rough. Changes his voice and his accent. Yeah, dude, it's actually kind of wild. Like everyone was like, "No, this has to be AI," but like he legitimately went to like a vocal coach and everything to like get his voice to where he did. I am excited for Doomsday. I'm trying to be excited for Doomsday. I fell out of love with Marvel movies probably after the Thunderbolts. A little bit before that too, just with some of the stinkers that they released. I'm currently rewatching all of them to try to like just like bring back the love for them. I think I just burnt out on superhero movies, so like I am excited for Doomsday, but I'm trying to actually be more excited for Doomsday because like I used to be the guy that was at the midnight premieres and like we did all that stuff like. That was the big thing that I wanted to always do, but now they don't even do those anymore. So now it's like Thursday night, the movie just comes out at 9 o'clock, and like it's convenient, but it's not as fun. Guess what? It was just an adaptive option. What was an adaptive option? What do you mean? Oh, you came back and gotcha. Nice. Cool. Well, I'm glad you got it fixed. Yeah, so I'm trying to be excited for it. It's just like I just watched The Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know, man. The movie made me tired. And like I don't know what that's about. But like maybe it's just like maybe it's the getting older and just wanting like deeper stories, but like those movies don't really do it for me anymore. Like I loved Andor, I loved Rogue One, but then you get these other movies coming out that I'm just like I'm really hoping Avengers isn't like that, like Doomsday isn't like that, because if Doomsday is like that, I'm gonna be real sad, man. I'm gonna say really out loud that RJD. Weirded out by RJD not being Tony Stark. I'm wondering how much of his face we're actually going to see. I think it's cool. I didn't realize he was going to do the weird Victor Frankenstein like accent. Like I guess Doom does have an accent, so that makes sense. But I wasn't prepared for it with the trailer. So he started speaking. I was like, what is happening there? But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be good. I just worry it's going to follow the same, like, kind of crappy formula that they've been following. And especially now since, like, most of the original cast is not in this movie. Minus, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and RJD. I guess, let's see. Do they have... I didn't see War Machine in that one. Maybe he's in it. Pedro Pascal's going to be in the movie, so everything's good. Oh, man. He just left The Mandalorian, too, I was reading about that. I actually liked him in Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was like... I feel like leaving Fantastic Four, I felt more like I just experienced a movie instead of just like, what am I watching? So I think they're getting back to it. I think they're trying to get back to it. I just hope they continue that trend of, awesomeness. Power of Friendship, Hate You 3000. Yeah, what am I watching right now? I'm on, I just started, yeah, shit, which one did I just start? I just started it the other night, too. I am currently watching, come on. What the hell? Why are you not loading? Oh, there it is. Doctor Strange. So I'm in the middle of Doctor Strange. Because I always end up watching these movies at like 12 o'clock at night. So I only get like 30 minutes to an hour at a time. Let's see. They're going to be in the next Avengers? No. Who? Which one? Pascal? Yeah, Pascal will be in there. Or you talk about Doctor Strange. I don't know if Strange is in the next Avengers. Is he? Fantastic Four. Yeah, the Fantastic Four are going to be in it. But I don't know if Strange is in it. I'd be kind of down if Strange is in it. I don't know if he's going to be, though. My two favorites are Doctor Strange and Iron Man, so, like, those are my bread and butter. So, like, I'm making an exception because, RJD's Doctor Doom. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Could be good, could be bad. I have no clue. But, alrighty, guys. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I got to go figure out what I'm going to do for food because I haven't eaten dinner yet. Still have Iron Man. He's just green now. He's just green and mean. But yeah, no, I agree. Doctor Strange, the first movie was awesome. Didn't really like the second. The second is okay. It's not fantastic. It had some great moments, but the first movie is definitely my favorite. I remember the first movie blowing my mind. Like, that's the thing. Like, the first movie was like, I remember sitting in the theater. I was like, how the fuck did they do that? So much cool VFX in that movie. And then the second one just felt like a VFX slop fest. So, too much voodoo jumbo dumbo for me. That's fair. Yeah. I haven't watched the second one in a long time, so I don't really remember all that happened. I know America Chavez is in it, and like you got the evil Doctor Strange, and you got Scarlet Witch and stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. I haven't got back to it. I'm trying to figure out where it was that I was like, this is when I started disliking watching these movies. I know it was after Endgame. I just don't know when it was after Endgame. I know. I'm happy to see those two too. I'm sad that this is going to be kind of their last role with it, but those guys are both getting very old. I'm honestly surprised they're still around. I'm happy they're still around, but man, they're definitely getting up there in age. Although Patrick Stewart doesn't age, so they have to make him look old. But alrighty, everybody. Instagram. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream on Instagram because it's nothing I could do there. So good night, Instagram. YouTube, you guys, thank you so much for hanging around. It's honestly been great just chatting. It's been a good night. I'm done streaming this week. I will be live next week, but I may only be doing, I haven't decided yet. I may only be doing the class next week, just because I'm traveling next week. You're leaving now? I know. I'm sorry, Lemuria. I am leaving now. Thank you so much for jumping in and saying hi, though. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll be live next week much because I'm traveling. I got a wedding to go to. Go hang out with some of my online friends, which is really cool. I'm excited about that. But so I know for sure I'll be doing the class next week. But I don't know if I'll be doing a regular live stream next week. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. Just follow the Discord updates or the Instagram updates. You guys will see me post about it. But everybody on YouTube, you guys have a wonderful night. And Lemuria, you have a wonderful night too. Thank you so much for stopping by. And everybody on here who's chatting around, is great chatting with you all. You guys have a safe weekend, and I will talk to you all soon.